The Microsoft versus FTC trial has ended. Now, this trial was about granting a preliminary injunction, meaning that Microsoft and Activision would not be able to close their merger. And one question is left on everybody's mind. When will Judge Corley make her decision? Let's talk about who people think won, when that decision will likely come in, and go over it all right now. So before we get into it, I posted a poll on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Destin Legary. And I said, we've heard closing. Don't expect anything until Wednesday by the sounds of things, given the holiday. But after all that and the tweets / stories from everyone, what do you think? FTC wins or Microsoft wins? This had 23,741 votes. 82.9% of people think that Microsoft wins. Now, I have about 80,000 followers. That means I'm not good at math, but 1/4 of the people who follow me voted in this poll, or at least that percentage of whatever. I don't know. I'm bad at math. But anyway, most people who ended up finding that poll felt like Microsoft won. Now, I want to start with somebody who is very much not pro Microsoft. His name is Matt Stoller. He works at the American Economics Liberty Project. He wrote a book called Goliath and a monopoly-focused newsletter. He's very anti-Microsoft being allowed to close this. He does feel like it's monopolistic. What was his take? This person is like very much in the camp of saying this deal should not go through. A lot of this is a legal issue called litigating the fix, where Microsoft is saying its agreements to supply game content to rivals make the deal lawful. FTC is saying Microsoft is picking the winners and losers and hasn't signed agreements with, say, Google or Amazon. Microsoft's lawyer, Beth Wilkinson, is the FTC honestly saying that Satya Nadella would lie? Judge gets annoyed at her. Now, here's what Matt thinks. Here's when he thinks it'll close and who will win. If I had to guess, I think the judge is going to write an opinion saying that the evidence is mixed. There should be a trial at the FTC, but that she'll allow Microsoft to close the deal in the meantime. But who knows? ? No, they won't be allowed to close the deal. Matt Stoller says the judge had strong boomer energy. She was not persuaded by the FTC, and she is going to rely on misrepresented precedent. Now, here's the thing. If you listen to the trial, if you watched my recaps, you know that for the most part, Matt seems to be correct. The judge was very hard on the FTC, and my read on that day 5 was that she was pressing the FTC to convince her that they are correct versus Microsoft's stance of being allowed to close this merger. Now, her job is to either grant or not grant the preliminary injunction. One thing I hope the judge does not do, Microsoft and Activision are saying, oh, the deal's dead if you grant the preliminary injunction. That's who cares for her. From her perspective, that does not matter. That is their decision to make once she comes to a conclusion about the case. Her job is not to worry about, oh no, Microsoft and Activision won't be able to merge. Her job is to protect consumers. And she actually said, well, her job is to uphold law. And she actually criticized the FTC for bringing up Sony so much versus consumers, and then she went quickly to break. We covered that on day 5. Now let's go to another tweet. So this is from Hogue Law, who's guessing when the verdict will come in. So Hogue Law, when will we realistically know what the judge says? In a month? Is this a joke? I don't know how law stuff works, or any other lawyer out there could chime in, because I was just saying Hogue because I know Hogue. But here's what the judge said at the end. She said she wants June 30th by 5 p.m. Friday, proposed findings of fact, July 3rd, 12 p.m. Monday, submit joint appendix of exhibits. July 4th is a holiday, so we're on the 3rd today. So she wants an appendix of exhibits. July 4th is a holiday. There's a public version of proposed finding of fact. Here's what she said. I don't know when I'm going to get it out, so don't expect this to take 2 or 3 months to get the same audit. I'm sorry. Hearing it, it seemed like she was joking, right? Judge says, I'll file my order under seal, and then I'll ask you to provide me jointly with your proposed redactions. Also, I'll try to write it in a way that we don't need so many redactions. So showing you a little bit of the secret sauce here, just really quick. Here's where we're at currently. This is very small text, I realize. This is all the stuff that has been submitted. It's publicly available to everybody if you want to go in here and pay a bunch of money to download these documents. But anyway, you can actually open something. So currently right now, there's an administrative motion to consider whether another party's material should be sealed in connection with Microsoft's answer. This is Microsoft answer, and you can see that there's the proposed order. And then administrative motion to file under seal portion of Microsoft's answer filed by Microsoft Corporation. Attachment 1. This is a declaration by Alicia Bannon. Anyway, so if you go and view document, you can actually see all these documents. You can access it quite easily. Sorry to show you the secret sauce a little bit, but you can read everything, and it's boring for the most part. She's just saying, I work at Microsoft. This is my declaration. I think it should be confidential. Here's why I think you should redact certain things. There's hundreds of these documents on the website, and a lot of them are very boring like this one. She just states who she is, states that some stuff should be redacted. It doesn't allude to what the stuff is. So yeah, they had to pull the FTC site down because all the Sony stuff was redacted improperly. So you kind of got to do a little bit of digging. So all of the transcripts are in. So all the transcripts are in for all the days. You can pay $1,000 if you want a copy of it, by the way. And just tons of stuff back there if you want to dig into it. But the question that I'm trying to answer is, when will this actually close? Well, I heard from 2 different lawyers. We've talked about which way we think it's going to go. Now let's hear the dates. And before we do, hey, the subscribe button's working for this video. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when it goes live. Thanks so much for watching. If you already subscribed, hit that like button. So Hogla, getting back to it. He said July 4th, but judges move at their own speed. Basically what he's saying is, yeah, we could know today, tomorrow, sometime this week, but it could go even further into the week, if you're wondering, because we also heard from Michael Pachter, who said the following. Realistically, she has the rule before the deal closes, either blocking it or allowing it. So sometime before the July 18th breakup fee date. Do you think they'll close over the CMA if it isn't blocked? 100%. Now, what they're discussing there is, do you think Microsoft closed this deal and just litigates the CMA trial, which, if you haven't heard, the CMA blocked the merger of Microsoft and Activision, and they've been trying to figure out, well, what do we do with respect to what is going on in the CMA side of things? Well, they can separate the 2 companies. There's a few things that they can do over there, and Pachter's been consistent. He's like, I think this deal goes through. I'm on the same page as Pachter. I still think this deal closes, but if the preliminary injunction is granted and we take what they said under oath to heart, the deal's dead. We've known that for a while now. And then this isn't really part about the Microsoft case. This is a totally separate thing. But if you're curious how the merger approvals are going in other territories, we know New Zealand pushed. We know some of the other places have pushed. Here's what's happened in South Africa. It was just approved without conditions. I'll enlarge the text here. So this is the Competition Tribunal of South Africa. The Competition Tribunal has unconditionally approved the proposed merger, which is a global transaction whereby Anchorage Merger Sub Inc. Anchorage, a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft Corporation, intends to acquire Activision Blizzard. The tribunal's reasons for its decision will be issued, will be issued in due course. The acquiring group through Microsoft is a global technology company that provides information-related services. Its gaming activities are relevant to this proposed merger. These involve the development, publishing, and distribution of games for personal computers, consoles, and mobile devices through Xbox Game Studios. Microsoft also publishes games developed by other game developers. It offers Xbox gaming consoles and the Surface series of personal computers. And then they're just defining Activision also. Approved without conditions. That means there's no cloud conditions. They don't have to offer cloud for free or anything in South Africa to people that want to license their games in that region of the world. And that's what's happened there. EU approved. There's like 40 places that have approved now without conditions. The EU had one condition. You have to allow people to license your games on cloud servers. The CMA is currently dealing with some repercussions where, and I think I covered this throughout the week, where basically the judge said, no, we will not delay your case. And I should have brought it up, but I'll just say it off the cuff. Basically, Canada came out and said, hey, we're still paying attention to this. And Microsoft was like, you missed your chance. Like, your window of being able to block us in Canada has expired. You no longer have the ability to just do that. So you didn't do it within the time period as per law. Like, those are your laws. You don't just get to like chime in because you realize all of a sudden, oh, this is a case that we should be paying attention to. You missed the boat, you hosers. If Canada cared, they should have been paying attention, right? We'll see what actually transpires there. But that's Microsoft's stance there, and that's just off the top of my head. So that's where we stand. We could get something today. Like, I could refresh this site right now, and we could actually have a filing by the judge or something that says, hey, my decision's been filed. Unfortunately, that's not happening today. Yeah, there's an administration motion to file under seal and an administrative motion to consider whether another party's material should be sealed. Those are the two documents to come in today. If anything happens, I'll be sure to let you know. It's July 4th. Go have fun with some people that you care about, or just eat a hot dog or whatever you do, whatever you do on July 4th, even if you're Canadian. I know Canada's June. I don't remember the day in Canada, but it was really fun when I was a kid. Speaking of kids, my kid flew a kite. That was really fun for the first time. Anyway, that's why I'm a little sunburnt. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to know when my content goes live. It's been really fun covering this trial. If you've watched this far, this isn't a plug. I actually want to know if you want me to do something. Would you want me to use a VO voice modulator and I reenact the closing arguments and post that as a video? Let me know if you think that would be something you want to watch. I'm considering it, but it would be a big project. Maybe if I can actually stay up. Anyway, thank you so much to the members. If you're, I seriously want to know if you think that would be worth my time. I might do it anyway. I'm giving out free ideas for people who have more time in their life. Hit that join button if you want to become a member and support the channel. Thank you so much to all the members who have done so. I'm going to get out of here. Check out those day 5 closing arguments, though. I got all the quotes that were spicy. Check it out, and I'm going to see you for the next one. Bye for now, everybody.